kepada semua frontliners. Mereka lah sebenarnya untuk kebajikan seluruh rakyat negeri Terengganu. Jadi kita suruh tugas mereka dengan baik tanpa sebarang risiko-risiko yang boleh memberi keburukan kepada mereka.
Berani marah ke hadapan, terpuji khidmat bakti kalian, keringat saksi ketulusan, bersemangat terus bertahan. Kalian barisan hadapan, nyawa rela dipertaruhkan demi cita kesejahteraan, demi cinta.
Hai. Hai semua. Hai everyone. Hai Kak Nga. Hai Stacking. Oh, hai Kak Wiha. Hai Anna Ordinary. Hai Rashid Hairi. Assalamualaikum Abang Batia. Sabrina. Hai Zahid. Hai Nailah Al-Farisha. So sementara kita tunggu, I just like to say that thank you to all of you for joining us tonight. So untuk malam ni insyaAllah kita tak masuk tajuk yang dipaparkan kat iklan tu, sebab YB just want to have an honest conversation with all of us. Kita akan sembang-sembang je. So kalau korang ada soalan, korang boleh tanya. Hai Nik Hafiz. Hai Amma. Hai Asim. Korang pagun. Saya harap anda yang join ni boleh kekal, sebab tak lama pun slot malam ni, insyaAllah tak sampai sejam. Hai Kak Wafi. Orang hebat, jangan segan. Hai Syarik. InsyaAllah again, I like to say that tonight we just gonna have an honest conversation, a very perbualan yang santai bersama YB. Dan anda kalau ada soalan anda boleh tanya, insyaAllah. So kita tak masuk tajuk, sebab ni peluang untuk kita bersama YB, insyaAllah. Hai Abang Hamzah. Hai Takif. Hai Adlina. Hai. Siapa pula request ni? Hai Tori, Abang Tori. Assalamualaikum Ustaz Said. Hai Abang Hakim. Hai Fatin Nasirah. Korang sementara tunggu tu kan? Hello Doctor. Okay, insyaAllah we're gonna start right now. Okay. Hai, Assalamualaikum Doktor.
Waalaikumsalam.
How are you doing, YB?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, okay. Okay, jadi insyaAllah kita boleh mula sekarang.
Boleh.
Okey, jadi pertama sekali saya nak mengucapkan terima kasih dan setinggi penghargaan kepada YB sebab sudi luangkan masa bersama kami, terutama mahasiswa lah. Dan saya antara yang orang kata apa, yang stay on campus. Jadi bagi saya bila YB terima ni macam it's a really great honor lah for me. Dan ramai kawan-kawan saya pun.
The honor is mine.
Alhamdulillah. Dan kedua, terima kasih kepada semua rakan-rakan, sahabat-sahabat, audiens semua sebab sudi bersama dalam COVID-19 diary ni. Sebab COVID-19 diary ni is not about me, it's not about the speaker, but it's about all of us. Semua orang boleh join. Boleh submit video anda sendiri. Jadi untuk malam ni, kalau ikutkan kita macam ada satu topik khusus kan, tapi rasa macam bila macam adik, why not we have just conversation, sembang-sembang sebab bukan mudah dapat slot bersama YB ni, insyaAllah. Jadi YB okay ke? Sihat ke?
Okay, Alhamdulillah.
Where are you right now?
Inside my house,
Obviously.
just like everybody else.
Oh yeah. How are your family doing?
Alhamdulillah. Everybody staying safe, staying inside the house.
Inside the house. Oh. Dah moreh ke?
Baru lepas.
Baru lepas moreh, okey.
Yeah.
Saya moreh lepas ni, insyaAllah. Okay,
Ada makanan nak moreh?
Ada, tapi kat sini dia pukul 12 malam. Sebab pukul 12 hingga pukul 2 sebab biasalah 5 pagi tu siapa je kan bang.
Itu langsung sahur lah tu?
Ha?
Kira sahur makan lain ke ataupun itu langsung sahur?
Itu siap sahur lah. Kira boleh, kalau makanan tu tahan boleh je. Simpan sampai.
Okay. Pukul 12 baru sampai makanan?
12. Sempat.
Okay.
YB kan member of Parliament for Simpang Rengang kan? So macam mana kat situ sekarang ni?
Kat sana Alhamdulillah keadaan makin pulih. Dan ramai yang itu hari positif dah discharge dan disahkan sihat dan negatif, dan ramai telah pulang ke rumah. Dan beberapa hari yang lepas dah selesai ujian saringan di kawasan yang dikira sebagai red spot itu. Dan saya kira selepas 28 bulan ini insyaAllah PKPD mungkin, saya tak pasti lagi, tapi mungkin akan ditarik daripada kawasan tersebut lah. Dan yang lebih penting, saya agak kagum dengan disiplin yang ditunjukkan oleh penduduk kedua-dua kampung yang terlibat, dan juga sikap mereka yang begitu resilient, begitu kental dalam menghadapi apa yang berlaku, dan juga semangat mereka yang kuat, dan juga sikap tolong-menolong lah.
Alhamdulillah. Kalau ikutkan kawasan kediaman YBC, jauh ke dengan dua kampung tu?
Agak jauh.
Agak jauh. No, but they are keeping touch and update.
Ya, itu setiap jam. Melalui agensi-agensi yang terlibat di sana, melalui ketua-ketua kampung, dan melalui mekanisme Parti Bersatu sendirilah. Kita punya ketua-ketua cawangan, ada di antara mereka juga yang merupakan ketua kampung, dan melalui pegawai-pegawai di pejabat parlimen saya yang beroperasi di Sempang Renggam tu. Jadi kita berhubunglah dengan agensi, dengan Kementerian kesihatan, dengan pihak polis, dengan pihak majlis daerah, dengan pejabat daerah semua. Jadi saya sentiasa diberikan makluman secara berkala.
Oh, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Hear that? InsyaAllah. Jadi, YB, we have a series of questions. Tapi questions ni regards what I think everyone is doing right now. But okay, so for the first question is, can we start now?
Yes, of course, please do.
Okay. So soalan pertama, okay, mungkin YB boleh ceritakan apa aktiviti personal yang YB lakukan sepanjang PKP ni yang dah masuk 37 hari dah, if I'm not mistaken.
I think apart from enjoying a normal life as human being, you eat, you sleep, I mean you have conversation with your family members, you do all this housework, and apart from those, I think I rather spend most of my time on reading. And I mean, at the moment I'm doing an online course with Durham University, and also trying to brushing up certain things. And during the month of Ramadan, I think just like most of Muslims, we are snatching this opportunity to read a lot of Quran and trying to look at the meanings of Quran. And not only that, we're trying to understand the meanings of the tafsir of the ayah that we have read. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
And apart from that, I'm doing this online, I don't know what to call it, but online session with you. And a couple of days ago with one of your colleagues. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But then you did so with one of my friends, so I think Idai Mumtaz.
Yes.
Idai Mumtaz. You did so,
A couple of nights ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you again for spending time again with us. Alhamdulillah.
My pleasure.
Because I think you is very close to you, right?
Yeah. UAE is always in my heart.
Oh,
Something that we cannot detach it from my heart.
glad to hear that. Okay, so the second question is, what kind of movie would you recommend? I mean, what movies have you watched during this?
I think during the early PKP days, I did spend quite amount of time watching series on the net. We watch, especially those related with history. I watched the story of Sultan Mehmed Al-Fateh, the Ottoman. Was it the Ottoman? If I'm not mistaken, that the name of the series is the Ottoman. And also I did watch something on the Knights of what they call themselves, the Nightfall, the Crusaders. What's the name of those knights? The Knights of Templar. The story of Knight of Templar. And the name of the series, if I'm mistaken, it's The Nightfall. And also I did spend some time watching The Last Kingdom. And Last Kingdom is very close to my heart because it has some historical, actual historical facts about the northeastern part of England, which I used to live for nearly 4 years. Places like Durham, like Hull, places like Northumbria and those places. So when I was watching it, it just reminded me of things that we have read and we experienced when we used to live over there. And apart from that, I did also spend some hours watching few old Cantonese movie by Stephen Chow. I'm not sure whether your generation would love to watch Stephen Chow movies.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. So in the 90s, Stephen Chow was very famous. During my time, And for me, I love watching most of his movies, which are in Cantonese, because he always portray the losers, portray normal people like us, common people, little people like us who normally been seen as losers, but we can succeed if we strive, if we work hard, and if we believe in ourselves. And most of his stories are about normal people, about rakyat marhain. It's not about superheroes. It's not about, rich and famous. It's not about, those with potentials and winners. It's always about losers. It's always about, the down class, people who have been portrayed as, less human, but less fortunate in compared to others. Orang yang, the marginalized people. But they can succeed if they work hard, if they strive, if they believe in themselves. So that's why I love to watch Stephen Chow's movies. And it's full of slapsticks, jokes, and a lot. Yeah.
And it's quite humorous too, right?
Oh, indeed. It's very comedic, and it's very comical.
Okay. So, Alhamdulillah. Well, I should watch that thing. I've been watching the Netflix show The Good Place. Have you heard of that, YB?
No.
A Good Place. Oh, it's about people talking about moral philosophy. It's nice. I think,
really?
yeah, it's really nice. Okay, never mind that.
I should give it a watch.
Yeah. Okay, next, the third question is, okay, what about books? I've seen some of your status, YB, recommending or reading those are actually like types of books, and some of them actually caught my attention. I don't remember the title, but what have you been reading throughout this PKP?
Come again?
What books have you been reading throughout this PKP? Books.
I think you did mention about that picture of me with pile of books. Those were my readings.
Oh, you finished those throughout this?
Yeah, thus far.
Wow.
But that does not mean all of them I read from the first page until the final page. Some of them, yes, I did. But few of them, I just go through the topics that I'm searching for the answers that are boggling my mind. I'm searching for the answers for all those questions that boggling my mind. And few of, I think most of the books I've gone through the whole pages, but some of them, like all those thick not all those thick books that I've gone through from page 1 to until page how many hundred. But most of them I've gone through. And normally, just like I mentioned to you, there are questions that are boggling in my mind, and there are questions I'm searching for the answers. So I have to flip through all the pages to find all those answers. Yeah.
So is there any particular book that actually the most that caught your attention?
I used to read a lot of fictions when I was doing my PhD, and quite some time when I was teaching at UIA after coming back from the UK. I was teaching at UIA. In those early years, I did spend a lot of time reading fictions, but it's very unfortunate towards my involvement with politics, and after I resigned from the academia and joined politics, I found less interest and less time to read fictions. But during this PKP, I'm picking up a new habit reading Malay fictions, especially those that have been produced by our sastrawan negara. And I found most of them were very interesting. Some of them that I might have gone through, more than 20 or 30 years ago, but rereading it now has opened to me a lot of new horizons and new dimensions. So those have been produced by, for example, A. Samad Said, Anwar Ridwan, Prof. Muhammad Saleh, a lot others. When I've gone through them, I found that they're very interesting, still evergreen. We always find new dimensions of things that we used to read. Yeah. Especially when I have the opportunity to get to know them closer when I was a minister then. And until today, I keep communicating with them. Sometimes when I produce some poem, I would send to them to evaluate, but normally they would come back politely, and some of them they did reply with their own poem. And it's very interesting. Yeah.
So even though those are quite some books of old, they are still relevant to our timeline, those messages.
Yes. I really encourage students out there to give a read to our Sastrawan Negara's books. Especially nowadays, Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka has reproduced most of them with the price of, let we say, mampu beli. It's only 10 ringgit per book. So, I mean, you can visit DBP's website and they can all.
Do you have any tips on how to engage ourselves with reading? I mean, most of us, I think lots of people love reading, but they just can't, find the right discipline to read or finish even a book. Okay,
thank you. And these are some of those books that have been produced by Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka, that been written by our Sastrawan Negaras. The price is only 10 ringgit.
Oh.
It doesn't matter how thick it is. There's another one by Nordin Hassan. This one by Muhammad Haji Saleh. And this one by Abdullah Hussein. Pertemuan Abadi. This one by Zurina Hassan and Shannon Ahmad and a lot of others. I really encourage you guys to give a read. I mean, if we Malaysians don't appreciate our own Sastrawan Negara, if we don't appreciate our own, here I would say, icons, who else will? So, I mean, go and make an order.
Yeah, we can do it online nowadays, right?
Yeah. Oh, you did ask me something. I forgot to reply to your question.
The tips, how to, no, but
okay. I think a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago, I did post a status on on both my IG and Twitter, a book written by Professor Zaini Ujang. That was the latest version of Kaedah Membaca. I used to read the initial version when I was at your age, maybe, or maybe younger, when I was at the age of 18 or 19, when I was working at Kedai Buku, one of the bookstores in JB. I'm not mistaken, it's Johor Central Store, in both Kota Raya, Plaza Pelangi, and was it Komta? No, Plaza Pelangi and Kota Raya. So normally I would found this guy, Professor Zaini Ujang, who was then only Dr. Zaini Ujang, would spend most of his evening hours reading books at the bookshop. So I found he's a very interesting guy, and then I grabbed a book about Kaedah Motivasi Membaca, and so it surprised me that the guy that I've been bumped into every evening is the author of that book. It's very interesting, and when I got to know that he's the author of that book, I think I need to read the book, because I've seen with my eyes how he loves books, how he reads the books with all this anxiousness and eagerness, and I could see the spirit within him when he read all those books on daily basis. So I would say that he's amongst the person who inspired me to read. So since then, but I think I started picking up reading habit since I was 15. Then I was doing my SRP. After the SRP examination, SRP is equal to PT3 lah. Kalau Nijam, they call it PT3. Then it was a Unified National Exam, SRP. So after the examination, normally we still need to go to school. To play sports, to do all those kind of activities. Apart from sports, I spend a lot of my time painting. The walls and the fence of my school, Matat Sotawaka, also famously known as English College in JB. But also, I also pick up a reading habit. So I begin to read books on politics, on national politics then. All those thick books. And one of the book that I have gone through, and so I would say the very first political books that has sparked my interest on politics and on reading was a book that been written by Syed Syed Hussein Alatas, also known as Pak Habib. And the title of the book was Talqin Untuk UMNO. Then it was a high time for Semangat 46, which was a splinter of UMNO, and in Johor was the birthplace of Semangat 46. So I was pushed to read in order to know what's happening around at the age of 15, and it started from that book. Then I picking up a reading habit, so I began to read a lot of books, and mostly religious and political books and story books. I think storybooks I started picking up since I was at year one. Those of storybooks, Annie Blyton's, Nancy Drew's, and all those kind. And I started all those type of books. And I was an avid goer to the library. I used to live with my grandparents, but my cousin who's taking care of me, she normally will be taking me to the library every week, every Saturday. I still remember, because Johor, our weekend was on Friday and Saturday. So on Saturday we went to the library. But again, reading as habit. Talking about avid reading, especially non-fiction book. It was triggered by that book when I was at Form 3, and starting from there, I started buying books. So until today. So just like I mentioned earlier, and in many instances that I read books of my interest in searching for answers. So there are a lot of questions playing in my mind, a lot of things that I would like to know. And I have this attitude of don't want to be in a situation, never want to caught in a situation that people are talking about something and I don't know. Or I came across something but I have no clue what it's all about. Or I'm reading about something and I don't know what it's all about. So I need to find the answers. But luckily nowadays we have Google. It's easier for us. But Google, in a way it's good, but I'm still an old school person. I still go for physical books.
The pages, the smell.
I'm not sure. And the smell of the book. The smell of the book first. I'm not sure whether I did answer your question.
I get it. You have to start, at early. You have to build habits out of it, right? Find interest. As since you say that you read Prof. Zaini Ujang's book, right? So I want to claim to that I read your book when I was high school, which is Risalah from
Really?
Yeah.
I really want to revisit and rewrite that book. Just keep praying to Allah, so I will have more time to revisit and rewrite the book. But definitely now with different experience, with different life that I've gone through, I might add something else on it.
To English, Doctor.
Yes. I keep having this dream or having this intention to translate it to English. And I found that there is a book with similar interests, with similar approach, written by Professor Syed Hussein Nasser, A Guide for Young Muslims. But I think it's heavier and much heavier than mine. But inshallah, I'll try to push myself to write.
Inshallah. Okay, so inshallah, Doctor, why not we go, okay, since our audience are very enthusiastic with this, so why not we open some Q&A, perhaps a question or two?
Yeah, I've seen some of the questions keep popping out here, apart from all the loves, small loves popping out on my right side. But one of the questions was, what was my favorite subject when I was at secondary school? That is very interesting. Okay, if you allow me, Hafiz, to answer that question first. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite subjects was Bahasa Melayu and English. Yeah, because in Bahasa Melayu, because I like to write stories, short stories. I like to write poems. So I love karangan. The same, I love to read English books and English story books then. So that's why I love both Bahasa Melayu and English subject. Apart from that, I also built up the interest in attending the sejarah classes. My teacher was deadly boring. I mean, a lot of my friends they love to sleep during sejarah subjects, and I don't think they are the only one. Even I think your generation too, if you don't have teachers who could teach you well, sleeping or daydreaming. But I was lucky then. When I was at Form 1, I have this Cikgu Wan. I couldn't recall his full name, but it was very interesting. He was teaching us both geography and sejarah. So he could relate between geography and sejarah. And when he was teaching us about sejarah, he did not confine himself to the topics that we are discussing. We try to relate it to things that we have learned before and what we are going to learn next. And we're trying to relate it with the current situation. And he always throw to us or impose on us certain questions that trigger us to look more and to read more. So at Form 2 and Form 3, we had a deadly boring teacher, the same teacher who taught me at Form 2 and Form 3. But I did enjoy the topics and still remember all those history books then were written by Professor Khoo Kay Kim. It was based on his narrative. So I like the history, pre-independence history. I like histories about Tanah Melayu or Malaya during the British rulings and Negara Selat and all this pre-independent movement and intellectual movement. So sejarah, Bahasa Melayu, and also English. Those are my favorite subjects.
So, Doctor,
I'm not a scientific person.
right. You did say you love fiction, right? So
yeah, I do love fiction.
Have you ever written like fiction stories? I mean,
yes, I have. No, I've written 2 novels that have been published.
No,
was it 2? Yeah, it's 2. Number 1, my very first novel called Hikmah Hati, and it was published by Karangcraft. I finished that novel when I was doing my first year PhD when I was in Durham. So I sent it to Karangcraft and they published it, and I'm not sure. I don't think that they're publishing it anymore. They're still publishing it. I think the last time I bumped into the novel was the year 2014. It was sold with much cheaper price at Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
And my second novel was published by Jejak Tarbiyah, if I'm not mistaken. And the title of the novel was Shiftar di Champs-Élysées. Shiftar means orang Albania. They call themselves Shiftar. If you go to Mamma Mia restaurant, dekat Richards, you find the owner is Albanian. you call him Shiftar, then he'll be surprised. He will ask you, where did you learn that? And you tell him, Dr. Maszlee taught us.
Okay, I'll do that.
Shiftar means Albanian, or literally it means eagle, because Albanians believe that they are the descendants of eagles. Just like the Turkish, I mean the ultra nationalist Turkish believe that they are the descendants of fox.
Oh,
Yeah. So for the Albanians, they're calling themselves Shiftar. So Shiftar, the Champs-Élysées. Champs-Élysées is a place in Paris.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a famous tourist spot there in Paris. Well known. If you go to Paris, apart from Eiffel Tower, you must also visit Champs-Élysées and then a few other places. Yeah.
Okay. That's why I have to look into these two books, Hikmah Hati and Fatal. Whatever. I have to Google it.
You Google novel Dr. Maszlee, and then I think the two will pop out. Yeah.
No, okay, inshallah. So Doctor, I think the most repeated question is that, but I think we already discussed it in Idayu's live. People be asking about how this will moving forward with e-learning. I mean, e-learning have been discussed for so many years, but now people are just realize that how important is it, right? So
yeah, e-learning is the future. Is the future of education, whether we like it or not. It is coming now, and that is the new reality. And luckily that it has been pushed onto us because of the pandemic, and it exposed us to what is the reality of e-learning. The future reality that inevitably we have to live with it. And it's not only about e-learning in a manner of technology. I'm talking about self-learning. Instead of only attending classes and being spoon-fed by your lecturers, by reading slides. Say, remember, some of students, they are only depending on slides being given by the lecturers. Now they have to push themselves beyond the comfort zone. They have to live with the new reality, which is the self-learning. Learn how to survive, learn how to learn. You know, you need to explore the myriad of informations out there, abundance of sources that they can make full use of in order to equip themselves to understand the subject matter that they're learning. But they need to do it by their own. So online learning is not only about the technology. You're only, meeting with your lecturers in the online manner. But more than that, you need to learn by your own. You need to Google things. You need to explore things. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I keep pushing on my status on all my social media platforms, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or IG, all the links to online courses. All the useful YouTube channels and all the useful links to all the sources that will help our university students, postgraduates, and also the undergraduates to enrich themselves with the topics that they're learning, and topics that may not have something with what they're learning, but they have interest in it. So I think one good thing about this pandemic, it taught us to go and to explore beyond our, let me say, beyond our normality. We must go beyond the conventional way, the conventional means that we used to. We need to do things unconventionally. You know, when you're learning about, for example, about psychology, about politics, about now I'm doing something on forensic archaeology and forensic what they call it, forensic archaeology and forensic, I couldn't recall it. But anyway, I'm doing it with Durham University. I'm learning new things. It is of my interest, but it's a totally new world for me. So I need to read more, I need to explore more, I need to watch more of these online tutorials and, you know, all those sort of things. And I think this is what being experienced by the students at the moment. They're being pushed to look at YouTube channels on the topics that they couldn't learn it from their lecturers at the lecture halls anymore. So, I mean, they got exposed with TED Talks, with TED Ed, and with Khan Academy classes. And I mean, those are the future of learning. Those are the future of learning. Learning by your own and learning beyond your conventional means. Yeah.
And even Malaysia is going forward towards that. Hopefully.
Yeah. We are forced to go towards that, whether you like it or not. Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Again, when we say about the new norms, right? So one of the questions that caught my attention is because I think that many of these audience are also from UIE. So some of them ask questions regarding this event. So maybe some of the inspiration came from there, and what do you think? What actually inspired you that even our students need to move forward, like have our own union?
Before there was Majlis Perwakilan or student representative in Malaysian universities, there was only student union. In the UM, there was only student union. In Malaysian universities, there was only student union. So we are only reviving things that we used to have. And when we're talking about students' unions, it really a means to nurture the students. It's a means to render to the students their rights and also their, not also their rights, but also their responsibility. They need to be responsible. They need to be, to learn leadership. They need to run all those businesses in order to sustain themselves. That will mature them. As I remember when I was in the UK, you're talking about student union. There's a building that's been ran by students. They are, you know, offices, and they are bookshops, there are stores, and there are even pubs run by students. And I mean, students are mature adults. They're mature creatures. They should know how to administrate themselves, to how self-govern themselves, and how to self-sustain themselves. So we should render to them that responsibility and that rights. It's a common sense. Yeah.
You should be, if everyone understands that, inshallah.
And furthermore, if you look at developed countries and all those top universities, Ivy League universities and universities in developed countries, they have student unions. And you could see the level of maturity amongst the students. Yeah.
Inshallah, one day.
Yeah, we're moving towards that.
So I think that in the time, perhaps you can, if there are any more questions, perhaps one more last question. If not, I'm asking. Some of the questions you guys can watch at the earlier video.
Are you guys enjoying your life at the Mahalla?
For the first and second week, I think that is quite mentally exhausting because we are so like, what's going to happen? Are we going to stay
But
like?
again, I would like to congratulate UIE students who got involved with the making of PPEs. I've seen Dr. Irwan have shown to me there's a joint program between the ASA, Academic Society, Academic Staff Association, where I used to be the president for 2 terms, and yeah, now they have this joint program between Academic Staff Association and students in producing the PPE dress for the frontliners. I would say many thank you and congratulations. I mean, you guys are great. Kudos to you guys. You guys are amazing. I would like to show this to the world that, you know, finally we have UAE students who managed to prove to the world that not only they're helping the frontliners, our superheroes, but they themselves are the superheroes. You guys are the superheroes. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you so much. That really means a lot. I think you will give more hope to the students who are staying here, inshallah.
Yeah. I mean, you can do a lot of things. You know, one thing, most of magnum opuses, most of the good, let me say, literatures, been produced by those artists or those authors when they were living in isolation. So, I mean, you guys are not shortage of creativity. Please produce something. If you have talent in producing poems, I mean, produce poems. By the end of this PKP, at least we would have, I mean, anthology chirping or collections of poems by UAE students. I mean, the MCO. If you could write short stories, produce short stories. If you can write novels, write novels. If you can write songs, please compose songs. I mean, and I think you can also produce song inside your hostel, inside your mahalla. Everybody would watch it. And if you could produce, for example, theater play in your mahalla, and why not?
Why not?
A lot of things. And some of you might be innovators, creative enough to innovate things that will benefit the society, the community, or maybe the world. You know, try to push yourself beyond the comfort zone. And I think the most important thing is never look at this moment of time with a negative point of view. Look it from a positive point of view. It's time to contemplate, time to produce, time to be productive. And I believe a lot of you guys have a lot of talents. And please make full use of that. And if the least you could do is, you know, you have siblings at home, you have your school alumni, and now putting all the responsibilities to the teachers may be burdensome, but maybe you can share with those students, with your siblings, with your relatives, your knowledge on subjects that they're studying. They may have difficulties in learning mathematics or AdMath or sciences or sejarah or whatever subjects. You can teach them online, just like this. You know, and help the schools. We must not only put all the responsibilities to the teachers. Sometimes teachers also have their own constraint, but try to make yourself very useful. The least you could do is teach your siblings. I heard that, I mean, you guys will be going home soon. And if you do go back home, if you do return to home, help your siblings, help your, you know, if you have neighbors, help your neighbors, you know, with social distance, definitely. And another thing, I mean, trust me, never look at whatever you're experiencing now with despair. Never look from, you know, I read somewhere and a lot, people are talking about they're being stressful, they're being depressed or whatnot. No. Believe me, what you have gone through now will be a useful thing for you to narrate it in the future. You will miss it. You know, definitely some of you did enjoy all those boring stories by your grandparents talking about the days of the Japanese invasion. Okay, zaman communist, zaman darurat. Oh, they cannot go go out from their house after 6 o'clock in the evening until 6 in the morning. Zaman Jepun cari makan susah, makan ubi kayu semua, and all those boring stories. But sometimes they are interesting too, especially when you go balik kampung, you meet your grandparents, they started to narrate all those stories, you keep listening to them again and again. Trust me, that one day you will narrate this moment to your grandchildren too. And they get boring, like you, like you get boring of your grandparents. But it's an experience, love experience. It's like, it is love experience, yeah.
This is once in a lifetime, right, Doctor?
Once in a lifetime. We hope it's only once. We don't want it again.
Okay. Thank you so much, Doctor. I think that's
My pleasure.
But I think I just a little bit more. I mean, like, what's your last advices to all of us, especially students? I think for students.
Okay, my sincere, deep from my heart advice to all of you: make yourself useful. Make yourself useful, and make full use of your time. Make yourself beneficial for others, and also beneficial for your own self, for your family, for your community, and for your society. And please read and read and read. And make read as part of your lifestyle, as if it is an oxygen running through your brain. You cannot live without oxygen. When you're breathing, the same with your brain. You need to feed your brain by reading. So continue, read and read and read.
Inshallah. That really means well, Doctor, especially now.
I hope so.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you for everything, all of your advice. There's someone say here.
I thank you. I thank you. I thank all of you.
Someone say here, we are making history, Doctor.
Oh, of course, you are making history.
Well, I think that's all. I think that's all from for today's COVID-19 life diary, inshallah. So again, I would like to thank you, Doctor, for having this spending this time for all of us. And then I would like also to thank the audience for joining us tonight. Alhamdulillah.
And for the audience, for the viewers, send my warmest salam to your lecturers. I do miss them a lot. Tell them I miss them. Send to them my love. Send my love to them. Yeah. Hope to see them the soonest.
Yeah, hopefully, Doctor. Please come back to UAE. soon,
okay, inshallah. Soon, I will come back to UAE to jog at the stadium and to have a cup of coffee with you guys.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I think that's all. Take care, Doctor. Please take care over there.
You too. Everybody take care.
Yeah, inshallah. So I think that's all. Thank you, Doctor. Can we take a selfie?
Of course. I don't know how to do it. I just take it.
Let just me screenshot it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Thank you. I thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Okay. Bye. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Inshallah, tomorrow we're gonna have another live. Every day we're gonna have live. Even Sunday we have 2 live. So, untuk COVID-19 diary ni, dia ada satu projek yang kita nak semua orang merasa bersama. So, korang semua kalau boleh tolonglah join. Join tu bukan maksud join live je. Kita orang bukan hanya buat live. Kita orang, okay, pusat dia adalah kat YouTube. So, korang semua, okay, sebelum live ni, follow COVID-19 diary dekat YouTube. Nama channel tu Revealing the Unheard. Tolong buka dan subscribe. Seriously, tolong. Because yang tu movement sebenar. It's not about me. So mungkinlah korang nampak dia ni lagi kan moderator kan. Host kan. Tapi insyaAllah lepas ni kita akan ada lagi ramai lagi host dan ramai lagi speaker. Dan kita terima semua, regardless of their backgrounds. Even team kita orang pun, alhamdulillah. And we need more. Submit video lah. Macam mana nak submit, korang boleh DM saya direct ke Instagram boleh, siapa yang tak ada nombor. Revealing the Unheard, yeah. Dan insyaAllah semua live version ni, live edition ni akan di-upload di YouTube. Because this is diary and the point is we want to document apa bahasa Inggeris, dokumentasikan segala yang berlaku. We will make history, insyaAllah. All of us, not only it's not about me, it's about all of us. So I think that's all. Kalau kau okay, bye semua. Okay, Assalamualaikum, take care. Jangan lupa solat tarawih.